a tale of eternal torment. I had always heard the whispers about the forbidden room in our old, decrepit family mansion. It was a room that had been sealed shut for generations, its secrets locked away like a festering wound in the heart of the house. Curiosity gnawed at me, driving me to uncover the truth that had haunted our family for centuries. One moonless night, as the wind howled outside, I ventured into the depths of the mansion. The room beckoned, its door pulsing with a malevolent energy. I couldn't resist. With trembling hands, I pushed the heavy door open. The room was filled with an eerie green light, casting ominous shadows on the walls. In the center stood a grotesque, ancient mirror. My reflection didn't match the meek, curious face I saw in the glass. Instead, it was distorted, twisted, and grinning with malicious intent. A cold sweat broke out on my forehead. Before I could react, the mirror's surface rippled, and a hand emerged, gnarled and skeletal. It reached out, grabbing my wrist with a bone-chilling grip. I tried to pull away, but it was too late. The room swallowed me whole, and I was trapped in a world of eternal torment. Every night, I found myself in a nightmare realm within the mirror, surrounded by grotesque creatures that whispered in languages I couldn't understand. They tormented my soul, inflicting unimaginable pain and fear. I was trapped in a never-ending cycle of suffering, unable to escape. As the years passed in the real world, I grew weaker and more haggard, my body wasting away. My family had long given up hope of finding me. They sealed the forbidden room once more, believing it to be cursed beyond redemption. But I remained trapped, a prisoner of the mirror's malevolence. Time lost all meaning in that accursed place, and I could feel my sanity slipping away. I longed for release, for someone to break the curse and free me from my torment. So, heed my warning, the forbidden room is not a place to satisfy your curiosity. It is a trap, a gateway to a world of eternal suffering. I am a mere echo of my former self, a warning to those who dare to open that door. Stay away from the forbidden room, or you may find yourself trapped in a nightmare from which there is no escape. Whisper in the dark. The old mansion had always been a source of fascination and fear in our small town. Its Gothic architecture and overgrown gardens gave it an eerie, timeless quality. But it was the forbidden room on the third floor that captured our imaginations and fueled our nightmares. As teenagers, my friends and I couldn't resist the allure of the forbidden room. One fateful night, armed with flashlights and trembling courage, we ascended the creaky stairs and reached the third floor. The door loomed before us, the wood scarred with strange symbols and faded warnings. We pushed the door open and entered the room, our breaths held in anticipation. The air was heavy with an oppressive darkness, and the room seemed larger on the inside than it should have been. The walls were lined with shelves filled with ancient books and eerie artifacts. As we explored, we began to hear whispers, soft and insistent, like the murmurings of lost souls. The room seemed to come alive, its shadows dancing with a sinister glee. It was as though the very walls were taunting us, urging us to uncover their secrets. In the dim light of our flashlights, we found an ornate mirror, its surface tarnished with age. It seemed out of place among the room's other macabre contents. I stepped closer and caught a glimpse of movement in the mirror, a figure lurking in the darkness behind us. With mounting dread, I turned to see the mirror's reflection. It was not our own faces that stared back at us, but twisted, malevolent versions of ourselves. The room's whispers grew louder, filling our heads with madness. In a panic, we tried to flee, but the door had vanished, leaving us trapped in the room with our doppelgangers. The malevolent copies attacked, their eyes gleaming with malice. We fought for our lives, but it was a futile struggle. One by one, my friends were consumed by the mirror, their bodies disappearing into its depths, leaving only their terrified screams echoing in the room. I was the last to be taken, and as I felt myself being pulled into the cursed glass, I knew that we had unleashed something far more sinister than we could have ever imagined. Now, I am trapped within the mirror, a prisoner in a nightmarish realm of endless darkness. I can see the real world through the glass, but I can't reach it. I am doomed to whisper in the darkness, just as the room whispered to us, warning future trespassers of the horrors that await in the forbidden room. The haunting melody. The grand old mansion had stood for centuries, its dark secrets hidden within the confines of the forbidden room. Legends and rumors swirled about the room, but no one dared to open its door until the day I moved into the mansion. I was drawn to the room from the moment I set foot in the mansion. Its door beckoned me, as if it held the answers to the questions that had plagued my restless soul for years. Late one evening, unable to resist any longer, I ventured inside. The room was shrouded in an eerie silence, broken only by the soft glow of an antique gramophone in the corner. As I approached, the gramophone sprang to life, and a haunting melody filled the room. It was beautiful and melancholic, luring me deeper into the room's depths. Mesmerized, I followed the sound of the music to a dusty old piano covered in cobwebs. It seemed untouched by time, its keys gleaming in the dim light. Without thinking, I placed my fingers on the keys and began to play along with the gramophone's tune. As the music flowed from my fingertips, the room seemed to come alive. Shadows danced on the walls, and I could feel a presence, unseen but undeniably real. The melody grew more haunting, and the room's atmosphere became oppressive. Suddenly, a figure materialized before me, a ghostly pianist, his fingers moving in perfect harmony with mine. His eyes bore into mine, filled with a deep sadness. I tried to pull away, but an unseen force held me in place. The room's walls began to close in on me, and the ghostly pianist's music grew frenetic and discordant. I realized the room was a prison for lost souls, and I had unwittingly joined their spectral ranks. Desperation overcame me, and I played the piano with all the skill and fervor I could muster. The room's malevolent grip loosened, and the ghostly pianist let out a mournful wail before dissipating into the darkness. With one final, powerful chord, I shattered the gramophone, ending the cursed melody. The room trembled, and the walls receded. I stumbled out, gasping for breath, my heart pounding in my chest. I sealed the forbidden room once more, vowing to never return. The mansion's dark secret was not meant to be uncovered, and I had narrowly escaped its clutches. But the haunting melody and the ghostly pianist's mournful eyes still haunt my dreams, a reminder of the forbidden room's eternal grip on those who dare to enter.